Okay, so this is sailing yacht Athena. Very special boat, unlike any other boat out there, as far as I'm aware. You may be mistaken for thinking that this is a very old boat, built in the 20s, but it isn't. It's actually a relatively recent boat. It was completed in 2004, and it was built by a chap called Jim Clark, and he created Netscape and WebMD. So the story goes that he saw a boat called Sailing Yacht Creole, which is owned by the Gucci family, which was built in the 20s. It's a wooden schooner, and it was actually here in Palma about a week ago. And he saw this boat and he fell in love with it. And at the time, he was actually building. Yeah, it was actually had another boat being built, a 47-meter boat, being built in the Dutch shipyard. And he decided he wanted to build Athena. So he hadn't even finished building his previous boat, and I think it's called Hyperion. And he decided, I want to build a big one along the basic lines of the schooner that he saw, but with more modern and with more modern interior, etc. So it's a 79 meter. It's a 3-mast schooner. It's a steel hull, not wooden, and I think you'll agree it's quite beautiful. When it came into the mouth of the harbour, I was actually on my boat in the mess, and I looked out the window and I felt like I'd gone back in time almost. When I saw this thing coming into the harbour, it looked absolutely fantastic. And they must have some talented carpenters on board, because look at all the wood. There's a lot of wood on that wheelhouse. That will take a lot of maintenance to keep it looking that good. So they've got a lot of guys there who know how to sand and know how to varnish. So some of the stats, it's actually, I've seen a couple of comments saying about the size, and one said it was a 90 metre, one said it was a 79 metre. So I think the deck space is 79 metres, and the boat is actually 90 metres from stem to stern. So in 2012, the yacht was actually put up for sale, and with an asking price of 95 million. And then a couple of years later, it was reduced to 75 million. It never sold, and then the following year, I think 2015, it was actually listed as for charter for $265,000 a week, or it may have been euros. So as far as I can tell, it's currently for sale at 70 million. So it's been reduced from 95 million to 70 million. So as far as I can tell, Jim Clark still owns it. I think it's chartering, and I think it's still for sale. That's all the information I could find out about it online. Yeah, I definitely have a preference for classic boats. One of my favourite boats is motor yacht Shamara, which I saw last year in Bahamas, and I fell in love with that boat. That is actually an old boat from the 1920s. I'll post a link so you can take a look at that. This and that boat, they're definitely more my style, more my preference. I had something about the older boats that has some sort of romance for me. So it's definitely one of my favourite boats. So let me know what you think.